welcome to this week's episode of Breath of Life Conversations. I am so happy that you're here. This is another Shits and Giggles episode. And today I found myself thinking about how I kind of wish that I can go back to simpler times. Like, have you guys kind of caught yourself in this space where you're like, man, how cool would it be to just like go back and not have to pay bills? Or how cool would it be for me to just like the only worry and concern that I have in my life is, getting my homework done or when I'm gonna hang out with my friends. I look around my life right now and I'm like, wow, there's like so much for me to have to accomplish right now. Um, and so many things that I'm realizing like I have to do. Like, and I'm not just talking about bills, y'all. Like, even thinking about where I am in my career right now, there is a part of me that's like, how cool would it be to just go back to being like a card reader or like just your basic, your basic average energy reader? The stuff that I'm doing now in my career is so vastly different, more complex than where I started from. And going so far as to be like, okay, so now what I am capable of is like healing you simply by having a conversation with you. Being able to heal you in one session that's only 2 hours long. I'm able to see the root causes of things, both from a physical and an energetic perspective, faster than most people can even like identify that they even have a problem. And it does it all being able to do this, right? Being able to do this means that I don't get to just sit back on my laurels. I don't get to just say, well, you know, okay, I see that the world is crap and but it's not my job. At least for me, I want to be very clear. I know that there are going to be some people out there, some healers, some readers, some intuitives that say, like, no, I'm good with like saying that I'm in my lane and this is what I'm doing and I don't need to do more than this. But that's just not me. I am a person that when I know better, I do better. When I can do more, I do more. I don't sit back and say that's somebody else's problem. If there is something hard to do, then I at least need to attempt to do that thing. Like, I'm not going to shy away from the hard shit. And I'm not going to sit and make excuses, especially when I recognize the excuses. And so lately, I have found myself over the last couple of months really being in this space where I'm challenging everything that I used to believe and say and talk about, from how I view hardship and challenge and evil out in the world and what it is in me and my job to do, and really challenging this idea of the duality aspect, challenging my understanding of, what's going on in the world and what it is that I am capable of, really doing the active work to increase my capacity for holding more individuals, for doing more. That I think more so than even being able to hold more individuals. I'm continuously over the last few months have been pushing myself to be able to do more. And yet today, I find myself being like, wow, after doing all of this and like jumping full bore into it, I do find myself going, wouldn't it just be nice to go to my shelf of tarot and oracle cards and just go online and say, you know what, everybody? I'm going to just go back to being a card reader. because it's so much easier. It's so much easier. And of course, like if you guys are wondering, which I'm sure you're probably like, okay, Abigail says this, but like caveat, and you're absolutely correct. No, I will not be just going back to doing card readings. Um, because that's just not who I am, number one. Number one. But also because it would be such a tragedy. It would be such a tragedy for somebody of my capacity, of somebody of my intellect and somebody of my skill to run away from the hard shit. And guys, one of the things that I am most proud of is that I have cultivated an audience. I've cultivated a following. I've cultivated a network of individuals around me, both clients and soul sisters and soul brothers who are not in a space, they're not of a mindset. Let me correct myself. They're not in a mindset that believes that taking the easy way out is what we should be doing. I have formulated a world around me that looks at the world not how it is, but how it could be. And so while we may have these moments, like I had this morning where I was sitting here going, it would just be so much easier just to like go back to this simpler time. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that because there are plenty of people who are not capable out there of doing the harder shit. There's plenty of people out there that didn't sign up to doing what is difficult, to showing up, to putting our bodies at risk, to actually be the ones that move the needle forward, that actually develop the new systems, that actually put into practice that which they preach and are living in their truest, most authentic integrity. There are people out there that are not capable of doing that. They didn't sign up for it, but we did. And so it would be an absolute devastation if those of us that did sign up for doing the most incredible, hard things on this planet in this lifetime decided to turn our backs on it. Just absolutely horrific. Like I can see that path. I can see that path in my third eye of what that would look like if all of us who have the ability to do more decided to do less. All because it's this thought process of either pays the same or whatnot. So I just want to be very clear. Guys, I see all of you. I see all of you that are going through this time, challenging yourselves, pushing yourselves to the max in order to be able to achieve that which other people will never, could never even dream of. I see you. I see you, and I want you to understand that I get when you have those moments where you're thinking to yourself, I just want to take a rest. I just want to take a break. I just want to go back to what is easier. Guys, I see you and I understand, and I just want you to know that you're not alone, that you're not alone in that feeling. You're not alone in that thought process. Even I have it. And I'm going to tell you what it is that I do when I get into that moment. I start looking at one history and start thinking about all what would this place look like if all of the greats, if Einstein had decided that it was just easier to go and do some accountant or something instead of and using his brilliant mind for math to understand the universe, the fabric of our universe. What if we, what if the women that pioneered new ways in science and research just said, nah, I think I'm just going to go and be you know, a teacher somewhere instead of actually pushing forward the entire science, the entire field, we would be in a world that was so much darker. And So I know that it's tiring sometimes. I know that there is always this like, I know that there's this nagging sense of like, why me? And I also just want to remind you that like you chose it. We chose this. We chose this, guys. We chose the harder route, but I will also tell you what I know in my bones, in my blood. We chose the more fulfilling path. We chose the path that leads to us being able to wake up every morning and be proud of who we are and what we're doing and how we're standing up. It's not easy by any means, but what we are accomplishing, what we are pushing through, we may, and let me also say this, we may never see it. And that I know can be hard too. This idea that what we are doing and how we are transforming this planet and the consciousness of humanity, we may not see the outcome of it. But that is why we were gifted with the ability to see the world not as it is, but how it could be. Because even though we may not see it manifest in the physical, we are laying the groundwork for being able to achieve, for others to be able to achieve that which we already see. I already see a world where medicine is completely integrative, where we do not have modern and Eastern practices, where we combine them, where we understand it's not just biological issues, but it's energetic ones as well. I see a time where medical intuitives are working side by side in tandem with physicians and with all of the other modern medical treatment providers actually being able to give patients the ability to not only understand themselves better, but to heal faster because we are actively working on the entire body in its entirety, not just focusing on symptoms. Guys, I already see this as if it is already here, as if it is something that we just need to open the door and walk right in, and this is the world that we're living in. I see it. I see that. And because I can see it, I'm not worried about whether or not it's going to manifest in this space right here, right now, where I'm working side by side with a physician. Now, granted, I kind of put myself into a position being a nurse where I do get to do that. I do get to work with them and whether they realize it or not, I do. And I've been privileged to be able to do this. I don't get me wrong. I understand that not everybody is going to have the same opportunities that I have had in order to be able to get myself in. And also, I also recognize and very much stand on the fact that I fought for this, guys. It wasn't handed to me. I didn't have it in. There's, what I'm saying, but what I also just very much am okay with, though, is the fact that even though this right here that I've put myself in, that I've created for myself, while it isn't the vision that I am seeing, it is just one step of the journey. And so I keep that in mind. I look at, all right, to go back to answering what it is that I do. When I get in these moments of feeling like, you know what, this just there's got to be more to this. Like I just or well, not so much there's got to be more to this, but there's got to be like there's got to be an easier way or this idea of can I just go back to something simpler? I look at history, I see how bad it was, and I think about how bad it would be if people like me didn't step up. And I remember the vision. I remember the why. I remember what it is that I can see that others can't. And then I tell myself that for as hard as this is right now, probably could be worse. So I should be grateful for the fact that it's just the way that it is right now. And and I remind myself that I'm the creator of my universe. That yeah, I might be tired right now, but I'm still capable. My body is still healthy. My mind is still working. My hands are still here to be able to do and bless people. And that is a blessing. And I am surrounded by blessings. And I have the power inside of me to make this journey as easy or as hard as I want it to be. So, guys, keep that in mind when you are looking around your space, your world, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, can we just go back to a simpler, easier time? Keep in mind those things. And keep in mind that you are one of few. You are one of the few. You're one of the individuals that are here for more. And that is a great thing. So stop asking yourself the question of, stop saying to yourself, I wish that it could just be easier. And realize that what you are doing now will make it easier, will make it better. Take solace in that. And just one final thing. Thank you. Thank you for doing it. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being willing. Thank you for putting yourself out there. Thank you for voicing your opinions, your thoughts, your knowledge. Thank you for performing your skills. Thank you, because I can't do it by myself. I really can't. I need you to be there. I need you to show up, and I need you to continue doing what you're doing. I need you to hold the grid down. I need you to hold those portals closed against the evil that persists and comes through. Thank you. Thank you. I see you. I appreciate you. I'm here with you in this fight, in this battle. And if you are somebody who doesn't feel like you're a part of this group right now, but you would like to be, reach out to me. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about what your skills are and where you can be the most helpful, what it is that you can contribute. And let's get you into this arena because warriors are desperately needed. Guys, thank you so much for being here for this Breath of Life Conversations. I'm so, so happy that you decided to join me for this one. And next week, I'm hoping to have a very special guest on. I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not going to say who it is. But I hope that we'll be returning back to having conversations, not just re-listens, but which I've very much enjoyed giving you guys some re-listens to check out and kind of going back into the archives of Breath of Life conversations. But I'm hoping to get on somebody very special, and we'll be back to brand new episodes here soon. All right, everyone, have an amazing week. It is officially March, and holy crap, the new year is coming with the equinox. So, guys, we will see you. Thanks, everybody. See you on the next one. Bye.